Classic Truck Rescue. Heading out today, if we can see past all Jamie's stuff. Look, honey, what's that? I got the rear view camera working on the Landmoto night vision camera, so I can finish that video. There is the backup camera. I don't know whether or not it works in... Is an accident. Anyway, we're going to see Bob. We're going to go interview a 99-year-old World War II vet named Bob that we got a truck that we named Bob Dooley because he converted it into a dually, and pick up the rest of my parts that I got from him.
Most of them.
I'll get what I can, honey. My back's still healing, but
yeah, but if you can't pick up an engine block.
I'll load up what I can. I've got a half-empty bed of a truck, and I've got the seats folded down in Gopher.
Oh, wait, we could go pick up that hacking homeless guy that offered to help.
Oh yeah, I was talking on the phone yesterday to Bob's daughter Gail about coming out there and picking up the stuff, and we were talking about the engine block, and some guy was standing behind a post behind me and leaned around the post and said, "I'll go with you to help you."
And he was hacking.
Load that. He did. He seemed to me like maybe if there's a reason to have a mask on these days, it's because you're coughing and sneezing constantly. And I just declined his offer. And but anyways,
no, you didn't. You told him. You said, "Oh, Jamie, he can ride with you in the Mercedes, and you can follow me." What? That's what you said.
I didn't say that to him.
Not to
I
him.
told that to
said
you.
It to me.
Well, you're the one that struck up the conversation.
I did
with him.
not. My hair did.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, today we're going to see Bob. I haven't put up a video a couple of days, but I have one brewing.
Yeah, it's gonna take 2 months to download it.
I'm making all of my videos in HD now, which means that it takes 2 days
because
to
he's
save
got a
it.
computer that was made in 1996, probably.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, one of these days I'll get a one of these days I'll get a new computer. But right now we're going to see Bob, and I've got my flashcards with me with all my questions, because a couple months ago when we were getting the truck from Bob and stuff and going to visit him, I told my viewers, send in a, because how often do you have an opportunity to talk to a 99-year-old American history gem like Bob? You know what I mean? A guy that was in World War II. And how often do you have a chance to ask that person questions? So all of my viewers got the opportunity to leave a comment in my comment sections, and I faithfully transcribed them onto these cards.
Wow, that's old school.
Yeah, I did that.
Old school, actual index cards with handwriting.
And I wrote down the name of the viewer and everything. So we're gonna go sit down with Bob and his daughter Gail after I load up the rest of the parts, and we can set up the cameras. I got all the cameras, and we're gonna have an interview with him. And
can you smell it? That is some good old dirty diesel exhaust I smell. Gotta love it. Get a whiff before you won't be able to smell that anymore.
Yeah. Been costing homie an arm and a leg to fill Gof up anymore. But that's not what this episode's about. Although I think that I am going to ask Bob what he thinks about America today.
About currents.
What, here's the thing though. I'm not a historian, a military historian. But it does seem to me like America was hesitant to get into another big war, World War II, I believe, and that we didn't get into that war until somebody crossed a line. And when we did get into that war, we were all in. And but it's just heartbreaking. Prayers, please, for the people of Ukraine, and God bless them for their fighting spirit. But it is very hard to watch what is happening to those people. To me, as an American,
it sure is.
Part of me feels guilty, like I ought to be over there doing something. Really, don't you think?
It's very sad. You wouldn't think
that could happen in today's world.
Day and age, but there is evil out there, and it's all around us.
And the saying goes that the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. So,
and I just know. Pray for everybody. I don't care what
we
color
pray for
you
everybody.
are,
our country,
what religion you are. We just gotta stick together and pray that God wins over all this.
Pray for peace in the world, I guess. Yep. Anyways, we'll be back when we roll up on Bob, and I'll put my body cam on. Huh?
Put your man bra on.
Already got that uppy on.
Got your man bra on.
If that's what you choose to call it, you may.
Or your
part of my work.
Hey, I could. Is there a little ring on the back of it? Maybe I could put Annabella's leash on there.
Part of my. You still filming?
I love you.
I love you too. Peace out. And we love you too.
You can't put a leash on a lion.
Another thing, as far as me not putting up videos for 2 months, folks, I got burnt out. You can ask Jamie. I was spending 3 or 4 days a week solid sitting at my computer, and that's not good. It's not good.
No, but now you've been so full of energy. You've been outside doing stuff.
I know.
Every day.
And I need to be. So what I'm saying is, I'm not going to be trying to keep up with the algorithm. I'm going to put out 1 or 2 videos a week. And the thing is, I have to work on the property, and I have customers that I have to get things done for. And it's not fair to them, or Jamie, or the property, or me, for me to be sitting at a computer, slaving away. And to be honest with you, since I stopped making videos and started working more, I've got a lot more things paid off, and I'm kind of a lot more comfortable financially. I need to work. So, but we love all our viewers, and we love our channel. We especially love our Patreon crew. Thank you. And I'll do what I can. Peace out.
Here he comes.
I think I can deal with that.
You think so? It's heavy. I could help you. We could probably get David over here to help if you want.
Oh, it is heavy. It is heavy.
But maybe you should just wait for that on the transmission.
Do you want to just do the interview today? That would be cool.
Well, I'd like to get.
We can get some of it out.
We got some guys interested in what's up there.
Okay.
But we gotta move this before we can move stuff down here.
Well,
So
I think.
Maybe just the loose stuff, but the big stuff.
Hi, Bob.
Good.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm getting by. Not too
Yeah. I like your hat.
Yeah, that showed up from someplace.
How you doing?
Oh, I've got lots of troubles.
Good to see you.
I think you guys.
You got lots of troubles.
Oh, yeah, I had a busted back, and I had 2 broken vertebrae that they had to put back together. I had a broken foot, different crash, so I can't do much anymore.
Oh, I know that. You could supervise though, right? You still know how to do that?
Yeah.
Supervise?
Well, some of it.
What do you think this weighs with this crankshaft in this block, Bob?
About 400 pounds, maybe.
Really?
It's pretty heavy, pretty darn heavy.
You got to get a couple of your friends with broken backs as well to come over and help you. Like
all right, we're just going to load up the small stuff, and I'm going to bring a couple of my friends with me when we get the engine block and the transmissions, all right?
Sounds good.
I got that idea from someone.
Some bossy person.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Got good
You can
casters
take
on
whatever
it.
you want. It's your stuff. So,
Well,
but I think.
I'm healing up. I don't think I want to push it just yet.
Yeah, I think you should have.
We'll pick off the little stuff right now.
Good, just roll this out of the way.
All right.
That's what's taking up all the room anyway, is the little stuff.
But I'm not going to be able to help you much.
I know. I understand. It's okay. I'm just going to move it over here where I can still go there. But that's in your way now, huh? Got enough room for you to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me kind of arrange this a little bit here.
Well, 2 bales of hay is like almost $70 now.
Good gosh.
All right, so what goes?
Did Dad tell him what?
All this?
Yeah, everything you see there.
In this pile?
In this pile here.
Okay.
Probably some stuff that doesn't belong there.
Well, I don't want to take stuff that you don't want going.
Just make sure he takes what's good he wants. Don't send a bunch of
Your stuff have lockers and wheels on them.
Yeah, some of them.
So you know about them.
Yes. What's that for?
That's a distributor for a GMC Army truck. One of the models they were trying to use underwater.
Oh, are you trying to get rid of it?
Certainly, I don't
Okay.
no need for it. Use GMCs.
That's for underwater? Bob, you say that's for underwater use, that distributor?
You never heard of that?
No.
They were trying these up in Fort Lewis. Just go right off the road, right in the river with them. And that's the distributor for one of them. Completely waterproofed.
Holy cow.
See how the plug hook up on it?
Yeah, those are plug wires.
It's even got the model number on it.
Model 11.
I think Delco made it.
41565. Ordnance part number. Huh. If you know anything about that, comment below. Interesting. Well, people are starting to think I'm a museum curator, so that'll work out fine. What's that?
Fuel pumps, and windshield wiper motors.
Okay. All right. This we got to be careful with. And there's one that he made.
Yeah. Oh.
Now I have both pieces of the bucks. Those are, Bob made those for making your own big back window out of plexiglass. And this is one of them right here.
See, they The first one wasn't big enough, so they made me another one to replace it.
Adapter plate.
I think that's off of Chevrolet.
Yeah. I think it looks like a Hydromatic 6-cylinder Chevy. It's a 56 Chevy Hydro. Okay. It's for a Hydromatic. Maybe one of these trannies you got is for a Chevy. I know you got a few trannies. Well, I'm putting a dent in it.
There's the timing gears for it. Go on the camshaft.
Okay.
One of those is better than the other one.
All right.
And here's a driver I made to install them.
And a bushing driver.
They have to be absolutely square or they'll jam.
Okay.
And that prevents that.
All right. That's off a GMC.
Set your valves on there so they stay in
Oh,
order.
so you put them back in the right hole.
Yeah,
yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
From experience that have you ever mixed them up, or did you just do
no,
that
I knew there was a good chance of getting mixed.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Here's something you can have, but I don't know how many engine tools you.
Oh, to clean the grooves for the piston rings.
The new rings.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Thank you, Bob.
Sure.
That's very cool. Right on. Old school. I think I got rid of the pile, except for this.
Put that back in.
That'll give you a little wiggle room, huh?
That'll help. Sure. There's a whole mess of stuff.
Okay, this is leftovers over here. How we looking, Bob?
I'm looking for an axle stand.
But we'll find out next time, Dad. He's gonna
It gives me an excuse to come back, Bob.
Okay, that's a good thought.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that's a good thought. Yeah, we made you a dent. Huh? And this is
A big dent.
just odds and ends stuff. You got a little more wiggling room.
Sure.
I think I'll take this over and see if Ted wants it at Ted's tool shed. I don't need it anymore. You got a use for a dolly?
Unless you think Ted wants it. Yeah, I'll have a use for it when I get done with my shop.
Sure.
Okay. We'll throw her in there and get it out of the way. That's a good little cart.
Well, it's
Sure.
big heavy wheels on it.
Yeah. I could put the engine on that. Okay, we good for now?
Yeah, I believe so. You want this for your museum?
What is it?
That's
Oh yeah, the blown up torque converter. I actually do. I've never seen one like that.
Well, I hope you never.
Yeah, see another one?
It just clicked.
Look at it.
I know.
It is thrashed.
It got to slipping and slipping and slipping.
That is one blowed up torque converter. What was it in? Was it in the truck?
That's the original one. Was in a Jimmy.
Wow, is that from you pushing that tow truck up the hill?
Yeah. Wait a minute. They had trouble with these, and the later ones were all copper brazed, and so that's what's in there now. A late model one.
Wow, each one of those spins has a slot.
It got to slipping and slipping and slipping, and it just went through all. There's 7 kinds of adjustments on a hydromatic in the book that I gave you. Tells you how to do that. Anyhow, I did all of that, and it still slipped. So nothing left but take the engine out and find out what the trouble was.
Huh. Well, there's the trouble. And fluid did that.
Yeah.
Hydraulic pressure did that,
Yeah.
huh?
Was that why you decided to take it apart after it?
The truck still drove all right, but it slipped all the time, and you got a load on it.
Wow. Alrighty then.
Classic Truck Rescue. As promised, we're back with Bob to put some questions to him. Last time I came and saw Bob, we came up with the idea, wouldn't it be cool if... Okay, here's the thing. Bob's 99 years old. He was in World War II. There aren't very many Bobs left in our country, and he's a national treasure. And you don't often have the opportunity to sit down and talk to someone like Bob. So we're doing that. And in a previous video in this series, it's a series about a truck that Bob built and customized that I am now the caretaker of. And I said that if my viewers had any questions that they would like to ask Bob, to comment. And I wrote all the questions down, and we're going to ask Bob the questions, and the ones that he's comfortable with answering, he can answer, and if he's not comfortable with answering it, he doesn't have to. What do you think of that, Bob?
That's fair enough.
So we're with Gail and Kim, Bob's daughters, and Jamie's here with us. We left the little truck inspector general home so we could do this uninterrupted. You know, actually all the questions except for 2 of them I thought were grown-up, responsible type questions. There were 2 that I got rid of. I think there's a question mark between a couple of them. I'll look at you when I read those, and we can just cut those out.
Okay.
Okay. The first question is from Rod Andrews, and he asks, why are you so handy?
I was born that way.
You're either born with it or you're not.
You're
Bob.
not, that's right.
That was easy.
I think he got that ingenuity from his father.
Yeah, well, he was born that way. I got some things from my grandpa. My grandpa was a sign painter. He painted signs back when they didn't have computers and stuff. You had to know how to work a paintbrush, and I used to watch him all the time paint.
What was one of them? The famous bowling alley in Washington.
Oh, Linwood, Washington. He made a sign where it was on a bowling alley, and the guy was running with a bowling ball, and he cut the guy out of wood and painted him and everything. And he had a motor back there, so it looked like his legs were constantly running.
Sounded like he was a pretty smart guy.
According to his brother, according to Dad's brother, their dad invented one of the first potato harvesters and developed a method for storing potatoes above ground. They used to store them below ground. And what else did he do? He developed some kind of test method for registering milk production in cows. At one point he was an inspector.
I can see some inventor in Bob.
Yeah. Yeah.
Question number 2 is from Thomas Eisenach. What was the scariest time in the war? It's a 2-part question, but that's the first part.
About the time a German artillery shell darn near took my head off.
So you were taking incoming artillery, and there's some of that going on in the world right now.
I heard this one coming. I just had time to. My maintenance truck was a rag top, and I stood up in there, and I heard that shell coming, and I just had time to fall out of the thing, splat. And if I'd been standing up, I wouldn't have be here talking to you now.
You wouldn't be wearing my hat?
Anyhow, it hit a fence post about as far as from here to the end of the house there, and big explosion, pieces flying all over the place. And I'm laying down in the dirt hoping that they all went overhead, which they did. And that was it. They just fired that one round at me.
That's got to be pretty traumatic.
It was.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll like the second part of Thomas's question better. What was the best time in the war?
You mean what I was doing that I liked the best?
Probably that. And what was your best memory? I mean, I imagine it's probably not packed full of good memories, but yeah, what did you like doing the best, Bob?
Well, I was a tech sergeant, and I was a mechanic, and I worked on those 15-ton Mack prime movers we had. And I loved those big trucks.
You liked working on the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And they had him doing acquisition as well.
What's that?
Supplying, making sure you had all the parts for the trucks? Or
all the adjustments on them, the air brakes, electrical, and the clutches, and everything else. So I did all that.
Well, one time he acquired a trailer from another unit for his unit.
We got that story where he hooked on. I put that in one of the videos.
Well, when I rigged up like
the other driver didn't show up, so you drug an extra cargo with you against probably rules.
Rules? What were they?
Yeah, exactly.
I was a pretty good rule bender.
The third question is from Ben Gerard. Where did you serve? Location, division, company, and branch. Does that make sense?
It was in Germany, and mostly our battles went on in the Ruhr Valley. That was one of Germany's big industrial areas, and they had a lot of 45 big cities, all fitted with big guns and everything. And
fortified cities.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And those all had to be eliminated so that the 21st Army Group could head for Berlin by way of the Elbe River. That was where we were headed for.
So you guys had to go in and take out the big guns first?
Yes, we had to. See, we had
Great job.
8-inch howitzers. And those were the biggest guns that the Army had that could be moved in one piece. They fired a 235-pound shell 10 miles.
Wow.
So that's how we got rid of all these German fortifications with.
Bunker busting. Bunker busting?
Bunkers didn't do it. They didn't last 10 minutes.
All right.
He was with the 9th Army.
The 9th Army was part of the 21st Army Group. We had the British 2nd Army and the Canadian Army first, lined up side by side with us, and they were helping. So that's what we stormed across Germany with, to the Elbe River, stopped short of the Russians. And that idiot Eisenhower stopped us, three armies sitting there waiting, ready to go, and he sat there and let the damn Russians take the place. So that's what happened.
So the 9th Army was consolidated with the British 2nd Army and 1st Canadian Army under Field Montgomery as the 21st Army Group.
So 3 different companies would send groups of men and they'd all work together for the same goal.
And they called them
a 1.5 million troops, guns.
That's a lot.
And they called them the 21st Army Group. But he was with the 9th Army.
And he sat there and let the Russians walk in. Of course, the Russians told everybody they won the war. We didn't do anything. Talk about mad people.
Does he watch the news much now? Do you?
Yeah, he does.
Rick has a couple questions for you at the end of all this. The 4th question is from Buckeye Jim. What was the biggest iron you worked on?
Meaning a truck?
I guess the biggest machine or gun or...
No, it was a 15-ton Mack prime mover. Had a 707 cubic inch engine.
What's it called?
Prime mover.
Prime mover, that's what you told the artillery pieces with.
Those are Mack
That's the
trucks.
correct name for it.
How many tons?
Guns weighed, the Max weighed 15 tons empty.
Wow.
Had a
You thought your 1 ton was big.
707 cubic inch engine in them.
How about
I have a 702 cubic inch engine, GMC, V12.
Well, you did.
No, I do.
It's in a Portland
Well,
fire
I
engine.
do. It's in a fire truck.
Yeah, I bet that's interesting.
It is. It's 2 V6s not put together. It's one
Yeah.
block, but it used all the parts off the GMC V6s.
That's how they got all the horses out of there.
Yeah.
Well, these Macs had a 50,000 pound pulling power winch
Wow.
on the front, and they had double reduction rear ends under them.
They went slow, but they got there.
Dad, how about some of those big propellers that you balanced?
Hmm?
How about some of those big propellers that you balanced?
Well, that,
Those,
when you got questions about the Navy Yard when I worked there?
We'll go through the questions and then you can just freestyle.
Well, go ahead with what you're doing.
Okay.
those big propellers are kind of go along with that question of
Big iron.
Mhm.
Tell us about the big propellers, Bob.
Well, our destroyers had propellers that they were about 9 feet in diameter, and they weighed about 10 tons. And that was the biggest we could dynamically balance. That'd be like a wheel balancer. That was the biggest ones we could balance that way. But we got one off of a tanker, 4-bladed one that weighed 20 tons. And it was 22 feet in diameter.
That'd be hard to balance.
Wow. That's bigger than those windmills,
We had to just give it a
right?
static balance. But it got on the rocks up in the Aleutians, and it broke 4 feet off of one blade and 3 feet off another. And our foundry shop cast new sections, and the bronze welded that all back together again. But it ended up we took over 200 pounds off of one blade and about 3 off another. We had air grinders with big cutters like a dentist burr. And it'd go up and down and up and down. It took two of us, the better part of a week, to get 200 pounds.
Yeah.
We finally got it so it would static balance. It wouldn't fall to a heavy side. So that was the biggest one that we did.
That's huge. That's bigger than those wind turbines, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's heavier. The fifth question is from Gordon Walker. Oh, he just says hello from Mount Morris, Michigan.
Well, hi.
Hi, Gordon. Number 6 is from Jay Frederick. From one veteran to another, thank you, Bob, for your service to our country. The 7th one is from Howard Coster. Bob, thank you for your service. A lot of people just wanted to say thank you.
You guys are welcome.
And from BC, thank you for your sacrifices and for serving and protecting our country. Number 9 is from New York Dawn. What was it like to pay a woman a compliment? Were you able to tell her she looked nice or smells good? Heaven forbid you tell her she has a nice body. That has the question mark after it, so I don't know if we...
Better ask somebody with more experience along those lines.
Shame on you, Howard, and you leave a lot of comments too. We'll see how much of that gets left in the video. Number 10 is from Raymond Coggins. Thank you for your service. Number 11.
Well, you're welcome.
Chevyland TV. Why did you choose GMC and why the second series 1955 style? Why not other years and makes? He's talking about Bob Dooley, the truck that you made a dually out of.
Well, the reason I picked the GMC, it had a camper on it, so we bought the truck and the camper, and that's why I got started with GMCs. Except all our 2.5 ton 6x6s were all GMCs during the war and afterward, and they were a wonderful, dependable truck. I was a Ford fanatic before that, but the GMCs, they made a believer out of me.
Well, they already know how I feel about GMCs, so I'll just second that. Number 12 is from John Secord. John said he wishes that our country was as united as it was during World War II. My question, what do you think about the direction, and that's my question, what do you think about the direction our country has taken?
Boy, I hate to think about it. I never believed that it would get to the mess it's in right now. I don't know what we're going to be able to do about it. We're doing very little at the moment.
Maybe off topic a little bit, but didn't it take us a while to get involved with World War II? And wasn't it actually Pearl Harbor where we said that's enough and we jumped in?
That was it. If Pearl Harbor hadn't happened, I don't know, we might never have got mixed up in the fight. But
that was the straw that broke it.
That did it. That was the last straw.
Yeah. All right, number 13 is from Fitz. Is there something special about your homemade short walking stick? I like tall canes.
No, it's stock factory.
It's factory original. Number 14 is from Ethan B95. Is that an IBEW sticker on the camper shell? Is Bob a retired electrician?
Well, I did a lot of electrical work in the Navy Yard. Also after I got back home again. So I actually wasn't a licensed electrician.
So that's just a coincidence that that sticker was on there?
Just a coincidence.
Okay, and then the second part of his question is, what is the most important thing you have learned about life in your 99 plus years?
Well, do as much as you can to help other people.
You heard it. It certainly seems to have the best results out of all the things you can do, doesn't it?
It helped.
Yeah. Number 15 is from Why Not Give More? That kind of goes with your answer to the last question. That's his name. Why Not Give More 92 says, thank you, Bob, for all you've done in your life. Did you ever come into contact with the enemy and have no shots fired either way? God bless you and thank you again.
Had that happen one time. Had a whole this was right after the war. We had a whole stock of SS troopers captured within walking distance of a stockade outside of Salzburg, Austria. And one night the whole bunch of them escaped, all but two, and they never made it through the wire again. And I caught two of them. The snowstorm had stopped, and the moon had come out. I saw these two guys walking toward me quite a ways, and they didn't see me. So I backed up against a building there, in the shadows, and let them walk right on by me, and then I pulled the hammer back on my 9mm high-powered automatic, and I didn't even get to tell them hands up. They started put their hands up, neck chasing, that's don't shoot. So I marched them, and I asked them where they were. I had enough German by that time. I asked them where they were going, and they just said one word, not lager, that means stockade. So I marched them at gunpoint right back there. And that was that kind of an encounter.
Yeah. Number 16 is from Bruce Cole. Thank you, Bob, for your service and God bless. Number 17.
Oh, thank you.
Scott Smith. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Number 18. Larry Blankenship. Thank you and God bless you.
Well, thank you very much.
Number 19. Henry G. Thanks for being the man you are. It's amazing to hear your story and the magnificent things you've achieved in your lifetime.
Well, thank you very much.
Number 20 is from NC Automan 57. I sat here tonight, a 64-year-old man, watching this video with tears in my eyes. I have great esteem for Bob for serving his country. I have known quite a few World War II vets in my life, but none I knew are alive now. Please tell Bob thank you for serving his country and for entrusting you with his dear friend, the 55 GMC.
Well, thank you for your nice thoughts.
And thank you for entrusting me with Bob Dooley. That's what we named your truck, Bob Dooley. Number 21 is from Dennis Jones. Your service is appreciated because of people like you. My holidays are doing well. And then it says run by Gail. So I might have to edit right here. What does Bob think about the Afghanistan situation? We're past that, Dennis. We're at the Ukraine situation now. But what do you think about how we pulled out of Afghanistan, and what do you think about how we're handling the Ukraine situation?
Some more stupidity. That's all I can say about that.
Well put. Brief and to the point. That's it, Bob. That's it. Is there anything that you wanted to share?
Well,
I should have wrote down my questions. Go ahead.
If you got time to listen to the story
I have time.
about the rear bumper on the Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
You know, when widen the fenders out. I wanted to widen the bumper out too. So many of these dualies were running around with the big fenders and the crummy little narrow bumpers
that aren't protecting the fenders.
I had yet to see one of them. So I took a whole, took the bumper off and cut it in two and added a spliced in a 1 foot wide piece of diamond plate. And you probably noticed I lucked out and got the diamond plate so it matched what was already there. And I did all the welding from underneath.
Yeah, it's pretty stout. I did look at that.
You probably don't, well, to get back to the welding just for a second, most people don't know it, but these natural gas pipelines have a bead running around the inside of the pipe. Now, figure out how you do that in the middle of a 30-foot piece of pipe inside, X-ray quality.
Yeah, how do you?
But there's a way to do that. Instead of having a sharp V, they bob the bottom end off so you end up with a channel. And then they put a spacer. They don't jam them together. They put a spacer a good 1/16 of an inch wide in there. And then they heat the pipe up, get it preheated. And then they use a special kind of a welding rod. And on the big pipe, 2 welders start on at the same time and they go around just like that. But anyhow, this first bead they put on, it just melts everything and starts a bead on the inside. And then they run a bead right over the top of that, and then another one over the top of that. So, and this is all high tensile steel welding rods, so you end up with a joint stronger than the pipe itself.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I used the same setup when I welded the diamond plate. Welder went right up to the bottom of the diamond plate and stopped. So I got
I'll slice in a picture of what I'll do a clip of what he's talking about.
Got a good solid weld on it. And then I happened to have a couple of Model T Ford frame rails. So I welded them in for extra strength there. And then I got to tell you what happened to the bumper after that. One icy morning up here at 104th stoplight, I was waiting for the light, and a rambler came tearing up behind. He couldn't stop and smashed right into that. So it wiped out his grill, bent up his bumper, and damaged the radiator. And I told him, well, since I didn't get hurt, and I didn't hardly scratch the paint on my truck, this never happened. We don't want to get your insurance company involved. So that was the last of it. He was happy that I didn't want to turn a complaint in about it. So the next darn thing, it wasn't a month later. I was over on Powell by Curtis Trailers over there, and I was following a school bus up that grade and around the corner there, and it screeched. My air brakes back behind and smashed. Pontiac plowed into me. So I told him the same story all over again. So that was the end of that. And then about a year later, I was over here on Foster Road, turning into Bud's Auto Supply place, and the Olds pulled up behind, waiting for me to get out of his way because it was oncoming traffic. And about that time, some dum-dum in a GM and a MD little MG sport car, got to watching some girls on the sidewalk, and he drove full tilt into the back of that poor Olds, and his frame rails went underneath the front, kicked the back of the Olds up, and it went smash right into the back of my truck.
Bob said, "Not again."
Well, this is not the last one yet. Anyhow, of course, that poor Olds got wiped out on both ends. It stamped an indentation in my trailer hitch in the front of that Olds bumper like a punch press had done it. Anyhow.
So you're saying that bumper's a crash test dummy that won?
Anyhow, that wasn't the last one. I was actually in Bud's parking lot there. I had the hood up and I was checking out the voltage regulator, and here came a Chevrolet flying off a Foster Road, smash. So that's four of them: a Rambler, a Pontiac,
Oldsmobile. You count the
and a Chevrolet.
The MG counts too, doesn't it?
Didn't bother me a bit.
It contributed.
You know, that truck's heavy enough that somebody will get whiplashed and all that. Heck, it didn't bother me a bit.
I'll show you that bumper. It's been through 4 wrecks. It's fine.
The truck needs to be on the road. It's a safety machine.
I agree.
Just don't ever run into it.
Yeah, don't hit it.
That's funny.
All right.
So I wanted to tell you about all of that.
Well, I'm glad you did. That's funny. I mean, I'm glad everyone's okay and their insurance rates didn't suffer due to your superior workmanship. Bob's like, it's okay. You're number 4 and it still doesn't need paint. Oh.
You can add that to the story of my Jimmy.
Huh?
You can add that to the story.
You have your own series. If you want to see more videos about Bob and his truck and the work that he did to it, look in the description because there's a link to his series, the video series on his truck. Jamie and I named the truck that he built Bob Dooley because his name's Bob and he made his own dually. So the truck's name's Bob Dooley.
Perfect.
Since you got that, there's quite a few people seen it.
About 70,000. yeah, a few people have seen it.
You took good pictures of it.
Well, I made videos of it. All the videos are up there, and it's a pretty popular series. You have a lot of fans.
Oh.
Wave to all your fans.
That's good to know.
Yeah. I don't know. I thank you for your service. I do.
Me too.
I didn't serve in the military. If I could rewind my life and go back, I'm 18 years old. I'd have been in boot camp because it would have saved me a lot of grief. And I needed the discipline, and I had to learn it other ways. And I wish I would have served my country better. But I respect the people that do, and I deeply respect them. And I thank you for the freedoms that we have left.
Well, you're more than welcome. You know, I just did what I had to do.
We're not finished with Bob. Bob has to come out to the property as soon as the weather gets nicer and show me how to put that other tire on Bob Dooley. He's going to show me how to do it. I'm sure I could probably figure it out, but he literally built the tools for converting this truck to a dually, and I want him to show me the proper way to do everything. Plus I got to clean up some threads and do a little lubricating, but we'd love to have him out.
I'd be happy to do that.
And when's your birthday, Bob?
24th of September.
24th of September, 100.
How many days? We got
Yeah, Gail's got a little countdown thing. Yeah.
Little electronic counter there.
194 days left.
Yeah, probably bring my car trailer just so I don't have to lift that
Also,
stuff
the
so high.
intake manifold and the exhaust system all hooked together, and a dual carburetor on that. I've never seen another Jimmy that had
Dual carburetor, where's that at?
It's out. I've been trying to get somebody interested in getting it out in the garage so you can see it.
Oh.
I've never seen another Jimmy manifold.
We might want to go look at that before we leave.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to strap that thing back on.
You can help carry it and put it back in the garage.
Okay.
Or you can take it with you.
Does it go with the GMC?
Yeah, sure, it was the one.
Yeah, I think we'll carry it a little farther than the garage.
Oh, I got you something for your shop.
Oh, are you kidding?
Oh man.
Oh, that's
That was-
awesome.
What you were reading in this garage.
Thank you so much. That's
Wow.
great. I don't have to zoom in on this, but to me, this is awesome.
That is awesome.
And I will splice in a little segment of me reading some of these. This is good stuff right here.
You gotta put that behind your
Thought you'd
computer.
really like that.
I do really like that. It's awesome.
You gotta put that behind your computer.
Yeah. it needs to go in my shop.
Well, yeah, but for now,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll splice in a little spot showing you what's on this. There's some nuggets on there, and it's all truth.
Yep.
Solid truth.
That's cool.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Bob, honey?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably sit here and start bawling again. I was crying.
I don't know if I told you, but I had another friend named George that was at Iwo Jima.
Oh,
I used to go visit him out in Eastern Oregon all
I
the
bet
time.
he had stories to tell.
He did. He did.
Yeah, he did.
But you remind me of him a lot. You guys have a metal to you that I like.
You speak the same language.
Yes. Yeah. Not a whole bunch of extra garbage in the language, just the facts.
Well, I think
All right.
you aced your interview anyway.
Yeah, you did good.
Well, I'm glad I'm not used to doing that sort of thing.
All right, well, since I have to come back, would you be up to another session?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe later on? If you have questions that you would want to ask Bob, now's the time. Hit the comment section and I'll write them all down and I'll ask Bob. What would you ask Bob? Comment below. And Classic Truck Rescue,
Peace out.
can I get a peace out, Bob?
Sure.
So Classic Truck Rescue,
Peace out.
you gotta
You gotta do
gotta
this,
do
Dad.
this.
Dad,
So we're
you
gonna
gotta
go.
do this.
We're gonna go peace and then out, alright? Classic Truck Rescue.
Peace out.
Peace out.
There you go.
Thank you, Bob. Okay,
Well,
that's good.
you better take him out there and show him that.
Yeah, what's this about a dual carburetor on a 6-cylinder?
Yeah,
Why is it the older we get, like,
I've
we
never
just
seen
start,
it.
like, crying over everything? Like, happy things, sad things, good things, like, I don't
This
know.
camera is
Maybe it's
hot.
just me.
Super
Is
hot.
that the old one?
No, it's my GoPro. It is hot.
Hmm.
Glad I didn't light Bob's book on fire. That would have been bad.
I've talked it to death.
And there's something that I should have added, and that I'm gonna add. If you have a World War II vet, or any vet for that matter, in your family or a friend or just someone that you know down the street, go talk to them. They're a national treasure and a wealth of information. Do it. So those are what Bob used to work on.
That's
Right there.
That's my kind of truck.
Yeah.
You know that.
Jamie, how's that old military GMC? Bob? Jamie, how's an old military GMC?
Oh,
It's a 1948 deuce and a half.
42.
42 deuce and a half.
would be just about a... Boy, I'd like to see that.
You will.
Well, if you get the bushes out of it,
Yeah.
it needs a motor.
And that's a howitzer?
That's
Bob?
what they call a howitzer. But it
Mom needs to
actually
pull
was,
those around.
actually was a newly designed dual-purpose gun.
Yeah?
So that went behind that.
Howitzers normally are for short order, short work.
Yeah.
These had a range of 10 miles. Like I said, they were newly designed.
Look at that guy plugging his ears.
What is it you're looking for?
I'm looking for that picture of you in the standing in front of your Mack truck. Because I know
Look at
there's
that.
there is
Is that the
one.
winch on front? of it?
one.
Yep.
there is
That's me on the fender.
And then hold it still. That's Bob up on the fender
That
right
was
there.
I was busy rigging up that locomotive system.
Oh, cool.
Hold on, I'm trying to get my camera to focus.
Do I need to go back more?
No, I got it. I guess I can only get like that close.
So this is Bob,
Yeah.
and he's rigging up a locomotive.
Rigging up a locomotive? What do you mean?
Well, our ammo trailer had a hitch on the back of it, and we had a 2-ton trailer hooked onto that
That is a
And then
huge
I
truck.
picked up a German trailer. I hooked up on that. So here's
Oh, so you're making a train.
yeah, and I everybody got to teasing the driver there. Okay, so he's pulling he's running a locomotive. So within walking distance, there was a railroad siding, and there was 2 smashed, blown up locomotives in there. I took a pipe wrench and went down and took the whistles off of both of them. And then one of our guys had found the wreckage of a smashed up Black Widow fighter in the hills back of us. So I went up there and I got a bunch of tubing and valves and parts and stuff, and I rigged it up on our air brake system on the truck. And he had more fun with that.
Okay, train horn on the truck?
Maybe 20 miles away from a railroad, he'd blow that whistle and people just scattering like ants.
I bet.
That's a massive truck.
Yeah, it is. Cool.
His cousin blew up a train. This one here.
So that's Bob next to
I
it.
see.
I can send you a picture of that. Hold on. I had all these negative scans, so I can.
There's Bob back in the day. Next to one is one of his beloved GMs, or is that a Mac? Mm-hmm. Is that a Mac? Mm-hmm. Holy cow, that thing's big.
Those are my favorite.
No, you can see with him next to it how big it is.
Oh yeah.
Bob was just telling me how he upgraded the steering in a 5-ton Ford truck.
1935 Ford Bud updated the system.
Yeah.
Made it into a 5-tonner.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Most people haven't seen that. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen it like that. But it sure is easy to turn. That's your steering gearbox right there, or the innards. Huh, that's pretty cool, Bob.
If I ever got my hands on one of those Mack trucks to play with, that'd be #1 on the list.
Yeah.
Install one of these.
Oh. That's cool.
Skiing in the Alps.
Look at the britches.
Circa
Look at the britches they wore back then.
1940s.
That's so
What
cool.
a treasure to have all this stuff, Bob.
I know.
Huh? That's so cool. Gail's got a handle on it, too.
Boy, she sure has.
Yeah, she's the historian.
There's Eagle's Nest.
Then the Eagle's Nest, yeah, that's Hitler's.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
That's him standing.
Let me see.
That's Dad standing in front of the Eagle's Nest.
That was one
Was that his hideout or something?
Yes. Well, isn't that where he took like a bunch of artwork and stuff? And
Well, that
Eagle's
was
Nest.
Hitler. The city of Birch's garden was down below.
There's Bob.
The Eagle's Nest is where you see in the news all the time.
Yeah.
We need to find Putin's eagle's nest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We do.
It's so heartbreaking to watch what those people are going through over there.
It is.
Oh. The lowdown on Bob in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
What was her name?
May
May
Hoven.
Hoven.
Yeah.
Her parents came from Czechoslovakia.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, they were neighbors, friends, and so they met up and spent a day in Paris when he was on leave.
Oops.
Right on.
That's neat.
I'd say you earned a day off or two. All right. Newspaper clipping from?
Would have been one of the papers up in probably Bellingham.
Circa
1945.
All right.
PFC Robert H. Kirk, son of Mrs. Arthur R. Kirk, Linden, Route 1, is believed by his mother to be with the 7th Army under General Patch, which we know is not
Which
true.
is all wrong.
Recently, Mrs. Kirk baked some apple pies in a muffin pan, wrapped the pies in a wax paper, and sealed them in tin cans. They were on their way about 6 weeks. I received the swell package today and the pies were in very good condition, the Linden soldier says in a letter just received by his mother. I ate one and am saving the next until later. You know, that really is something, having homemade apple pie 8,000 miles from home. PFC Kirk indicates his outfit is moving around a lot. We shoot at the Krauts until we get them out of range, he writes, then move up and blow them back some more. He declares roads are littered with blown-up German equipment and that the Americans are helping themselves to tools as they advance until their supply of hacksaws, hammers, chisels, vices, files, and drills is more German than American.
Well, I had a big German toolbox about so big with liberated tools.
Nice tools?
Yeah, nice ones.
Yeah.
I just kept the good ones.
Yeah.
So, 9:15 p.m. His offense is reckless driving. 90 miles an hour in a 35.
What's the date?
10/9/1943.
90 miles an hour in
So
1943.
listen. Too fast, rationing board takes a book. Bremerton, November 26th. The county rationing board today revoked the A gasoline ration book of Robert H. Kirk, 20, Navy Yard worker for 6 months. After learning Kirk had been fined $75 after his arrest a few days ago for speeding 90 miles an hour in his 8-year-old automobile. Asked how he could get such speed from such a car, Kirk told board members at a hearing today, "This is no ordinary crate. I can get 65 miles an hour in low and 110 miles an hour in high."
Bob!